The Grand Metropolitan Arena in London, England, hummed with a nervous energy that morning. At 6:40 a.m., the vast equestrian arena lay quiet, its meticulously groomed sand a blank canvas under the soft glow of floodlights. Dawn's first rays filtered through soaring glass panels, casting a golden sheen that danced across the surface like a promise. In the center of this majestic space, Naomi Hayes moved with the quiet focus of a master, her horse, Majesty, a sleek, powerful black stallion, responding to her every subtle command. At 28, Naomi was a vision of grace and strength, her dark skin luminous against the deep emerald of her riding jacket. From humble beginnings in rural England, where she'd learned to ride bareback on spirited ponies, Naomi had carved her own path into the elite world of show jumping. Her mother, a single parent who worked 2 jobs, had meticulously saved every pound for Naomi's first proper riding lessons, while her father, before his passing, had spent countless hours teaching her patience and connection with horses. Now, standing on the cusp of the Grand Metropolitan Arena Championship, it felt like a lifetime of dreams was about to culminate. Yet, this world, steeped in tradition and old money, often saw her skin before her skill. Her anchor, her unwavering belief, was her husband, Ethan Vance. A white billionaire with an empire built on tech innovation, Ethan was a quiet force. He wasn't loud or flashy, but his presence was a constant, solid comfort. As Naomi adjusted Majesty's bridle, she felt his gaze from the observation deck, a silent testament to his pride. He was her truest fan, the one who saw her beyond the headlines, beyond the whispers. The arena, a cathedral of equestrian dreams, began to fill. By 10 a.m., the air was thick with the scent of leather, horse, and nervous anticipation. Naomi, warming up Majesty in the side ring, felt the familiar thrill. This was her moment. Then, a voice, dripping with saccharine condescension, cut through the din. "Well, look who it is. Naomi Hayes, isn't it? Still riding those lesser-bred horses, I see. Some things never change, do they?" Brooke Sterling, her rival, stood by the ring, her perfectly coiffed blonde hair and designer riding gear screaming old money. Brooke represented everything Naomi pushed against the entitlement, the subtle racism woven into the fabric of the sport's upper echelons. Naomi met her gaze, her voice steady. "The arena judges skill, Brooke, not lineage." Brooke merely smiled, a predatory gleam in her eyes. "Indeed. Though sometimes, skill isn't enough, is it? Especially when certain accessories fail you." She nodded pointedly at Majesty's gleaming new saddle, a gift from Ethan. "Good luck out there, darling." She then sauntered off, leaving a chill in her wake. A knot of unease tightened in Naomi's stomach. She dismissed it, focusing on Majesty. But as she went to mount, her eyes caught something amiss. The stirrup leathers, the thick leather straps connecting the stirrups to the saddle, looked frayed. Not just worn, but as if deliberately weakened, almost cut on the inside, hidden from plain view. A chill ran down her spine. Sabotage. Brooke's words echoed in her ears. Someone wanted her to fall, to be publicly humiliated. A wave of nausea washed over her. This wasn't just about winning. It was about safety, about integrity. She looked frantically for Ethan. He was still watching from the observation deck, a reassuring presence. She quickly reached into her old, trusty tack bag, pulling out her spare stirrup leathers, worn but strong. There wasn't time to change them properly, but she could reinforce the weakened ones with the old ones, using a quick, emergency wrap. It wouldn't hold perfectly, but it might buy her enough time. The announcer's voice boomed. "Next up, representing England, Naomi Hayes and Majesty." Naomi took a deep breath, mounted Majesty, and rode into the arena. The Grand Metropolitan Championship course was a beast. Towering fences, intricate turns, and a challenging water jump. Naomi and Majesty moved as one, a seamless blend of power and precision. The crowd, initially a sea of murmurs, hushed as they watched her navigate the complex jumps. She soared over the triple combination, Majesty's powerful hindquarters propelling them skyward. The audience gasped as, over the oxer, a loud snap echoed through the arena. One of the sabotaged stirrup leathers gave way. Naomi's foot slipped, her balance thrown. For a heart-stopping moment, it seemed she would fall. But years of instinct, honed by humble beginnings and countless unexpected challenges, kicked in. She adjusted midair, her leg pressing against Majesty's side, relying on sheer core strength and the emergency wrap. She landed awkwardly, but stayed in the saddle, Majesty's powerful stride compensating for her momentary imbalance. The crowd erupted, a collective cheer of awe and relief. She continued, a flicker of raw determination in her eyes. Every jump after that was a battle, her body compensating for the failing equipment, her bond with Majesty a palpable force. They cleared the final fence, Majesty's tail swishing triumphantly as they galloped through the finish line. The arena exploded in a standing ovation, the applause deafening. Naomi dismounted, her legs shaking, her breath catching in her throat. Majesty nickered softly, nudging her hand. She looked up and saw Ethan, his face a mixture of relief and intense pride, already making his way towards the arena. The announcer's voice boomed again. And the winner of the Grand Metropolitan Arena Championship, with a flawless round despite a technical difficulty, Naomi Hayes! The crowd roared. Confetti cannons showered them in a cascade of gold and silver. Naomi raised her trophy, a triumphant smile lighting her face. As she accepted congratulations, Brooke Sterling, her face contorted in a sneer, pushed through the crowd. "This is a farce!" she shrieked, her voice shrill. "She almost fell! That equipment was clearly faulty! It's an embarrassment to this sport! People like her shouldn't even be here!" The joyous atmosphere instantly soured, a collective gasp rippling through the spectators. Naomi flinched, the public humiliation threatening to overshadow her victory. Then, a calm, authoritative voice cut through the tension. "Don't insult my wife, Mr. Sterling." Ethan Vance stood beside Naomi, his arm around her. He held up a small, sealed bag. "I had a feeling something like this might happen. So, I had these stirrup leathers, the original ones from Naomi's saddle, inspected just before her ride." A distinguished-looking man, Dr. Vance, a renowned equestrian equipment forensic expert, stepped forward. "Indeed. My initial findings indicate that the internal stitching of these stirrup leathers was deliberately weakened, almost surgically, to ensure failure under pressure." He held up the transparent bag, showing the precise, almost invisible cuts. The arena fell silent. Brooke's face went white. Ethan then turned to a large screen displaying the arena's security footage. "And we also have this." The footage played. Just hours before the competition, Brooke Sterling, dressed in dark clothing, was seen briefly near Naomi's horse stall, subtly reaching towards Majesty's saddle. The angle was tricky, but her actions were undeniable. Brooke stammered, That's edited. It's a setup." But the evidence was clear. A murmur grew in the crowd, turning into a roar of outrage. Officials from the Equestrian Federation quickly moved in. Brooke Sterling was immediately disqualified, stripped of her ranking, and banned from competitive riding. She was escorted out, her once pristine image shattered. Justice, swift and undeniable, had been served. Later that evening, the arena was empty save for Naomi, Majesty, and Ethan. The last rays of the setting sun painted the sand in hues of orange and purple. Naomi sat on a hay bale, stroking Majesty's mane, the trophy sitting beside her. Ethan knelt before her, not as the billionaire, but as her loving husband. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small velvet box. Inside, nestled on a bed of white satin, was a breathtaking diamond and emerald bracelet, sparkling with a fire that seemed to rival the arena lights. It was a masterpiece, easily valued at $2 million. "This," Ethan said softly, his voice thick with emotion, "is for you. Not for winning the championship, but for being unbroken. For being the most courageous woman I know. For showing them all that true worth isn't found in a name or a legacy, but in a spirit like yours." Naomi's eyes welled up. She thought of her mother, stitching costumes from thrift store fabric, her father teaching her to look into a horse's eyes. She thought of every closed door, every condescending glance. This bracelet, this moment was more than diamonds. It was validation. It was love. It was belonging. "You always believed in me," she whispered, tears tracing paths down her face. "Even when I didn't." Ethan gently fastened the bracelet onto her wrist. "Always, my love. Always." Naomi's victory and the dramatic exposure of Brooke Sterling became the talk of London and beyond. A video of Ethan's quiet intervention and the security footage went viral. Hashtags like Naomi's Justice and Equine Equality trending globally. In the months that followed, Naomi's story sparked a revolution in the traditionally exclusive world of equestrian sports. The International Equestrian Federation implemented rigorous new anti-discrimination policies. New scholarships emerged, fully funded by Ethan's foundation, specifically for aspiring riders from underrepresented backgrounds. Mentorship programs, led by seasoned professionals, popped up in inner-city riding schools. Brooke Sterling's family name was tarnished, her sponsors vanished, and she was blacklisted from every major equestrian event. Naomi continued to ride, but her focus shifted. She spent countless hours establishing the Majesty Foundation, dedicated to making equestrian sports accessible to everyone, regardless of their background or skin color. "It's not about the medals anymore," she would often say in interviews, her bracelet, a quiet anchor on her wrist. "It's about opening the gates. It's about showing every young, talented person that the arena is for them too." As the year faded, Naomi stood in the very center of the Grand Metropolitan Arena, not for a competition, but for a charity event. Surrounded by children from diverse backgrounds, their faces alight with the joy of riding. Her victory had rewritten the arena's rules, not with noise, but with truth. The world was listening, and her legacy was just beginning. What's your take? Has a moment of courage ever defined your path? Like Naomi's stand in the arena? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your story could inspire the next spark. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Naomi Hayes' triumph, a tale of resilience that rewrote the rules. We're grateful for every second you've spent with us. Hit that subscribe button to catch more stories of unbreakable spirits and share your city to join our global community. Until next time, keep shining, keep standing tall. We'll see you in the next story.